Prehistoric Canals. Car Dyke by Robert John Langdon. Revolutionary new findings with LiDAR technology. Using cutting-edge LiDAR mapping, our research has uncovered undeniable proof that Car Dyke and similar dykes are not Saxon or even Roman constructions. Instead, they are intricately linked to ancient paleo-channels, suggesting an advanced transportation and water management system that predates recorded history. Our new maps have corrected the estimated length of Car Dyke from 85 miles to 103 miles, aligning with the theories proposed by William Stukeley nearly 300 years ago. His claim that the dike supported the Roman occupation of Lincolnshire by facilitating troop and resource movements has now been scientifically validated. For the first time in history, we can now follow the route of Car Dyke on our advanced 3D maps. Enjoy! Tile TF7SW. Car Dyke seems to cut through a Mesolithic to Bronze Age occupied area with a cemetery of round barrows now ploughed out.
Tile TF07SW.
Investigations. Washingborough. This area, being close to the River Witham, has seen various archaeological excavations, some of which have revealed evidence of Roman occupation and infrastructure. In particular, near the Car Dyke, several excavations have discovered Roman pottery, building materials, and remnants of structures. These findings suggest that the Car Dyke was an integral part of the local Roman landscape, possibly used for transport and irrigation. Excavations have also revealed traces of later medieval activity in the vicinity. Hayhington. There have also been archaeological evaluations and digs in the Hayhington area, revealing similar Roman era findings. While these excavations were not always directly connected to the Car Dyke itself, they often revealed Roman materials and features that demonstrate the widespread use of the landscape during this period. In particular, Roman roads, pottery, and other infrastructure have been uncovered, indicating significant Roman presence and activity. These excavations provide valuable insights into the role of the Car Dyke in the Roman period, especially its influence on local settlements and agriculture.
Tile TF07SE and 06NE.
The 2 points in this section that should be observed are the location tight to the higher ground and hence the non-straight path of the dike, and the very straight line of the dike across the lower ground levels.
Investigations. Bradston is located relatively close to Car Dyke, which runs parallel to the Witham Valley. While there has not been significant direct excavations of Car Dyke in Bradston itself, archaeological finds in the region reflect a Roman presence. Excavations in surrounding areas have also yielded Roman pottery, building materials, and other artifacts indicating activity in the Roman period. This suggests that Bradston was likely part of the Roman landscape that interacted with the Car Dyke, even if direct evidence of the waterways has not been explicitly uncovered. Butterhamworth, like Bradston, lies near Car Dyke's course. Although there has been very few large-scale excavations directly on Car Dyke in this area, there have been general Roman archaeological finds nearby. These include coins, pottery, and remnants of Roman buildings, which suggest that Roman occupation influenced Butterhamworth and could have been connected to a broader network of Roman infrastructure, including the Car Dyke. However, direct excavations of the Car Dyke near Butterhamworth are rare or have not revealed significant specific findings tied directly to the canal. Tile TF06SE.
The only Roman artifacts found in this section was Constantinian coin molds were found in 1811 while cleaning out the Car Dyke.
Investigations. Nocton lies close to the course of the Car Dyke as it travels through the Witham Valley. Archaeology surveys and excavations in and around Nocton have revealed evidence of Roman activity, including agricultural landscapes that may have been influenced by the proximity of Car Dyke. Finds in the area have included Roman pottery, building materials and other artifacts. One significant piece of evidence connecting Nocton to the Car Dyke is the discovery of a Roman field system and settlement remains, which suggests that the canal may have played a role in local agriculture and transportation. The Car Dyke likely helped in draining the surrounding landscapes and may have provided a transportation route for goods and material, supporting the local Roman economy. Dunstan also lies near Car Dyke, and like Nocton, it has some archaeological activity and ties the area to the Roman period. The evidence includes Roman pottery, coins, and the remnants of field systems and possible settlement areas. These findings suggest that Dunstan too was part of the broader Roman landscape and was influenced by the presence of Car Dyke.
Tile TF16SW. This section shows a curious alignment with the shoreline rather than a straight canal that Roman engineers would expect. It seems to link into the Paleo Channel, coming off the hill, as if it was once interconnected.
Investigations. Lately lies east of Car Dyke's general course. What is those specific or significant excavations of the Car Dyke directly within Blakeney? Archaeological investigations in the surrounding region have revealed Roman artifacts such as pottery and coins. Though not directly connected to the canal, these findings suggest a Roman influence and activity in the broader area. Given the Car Dyke's function as a transportation and drainage feature, it is plausible that the canal impacted on the local landscape, particularly in the context of the Roman era agricultural practices and settlement organisation. Martin, located near Blankley and a short distance from Car Dyke, shares a similar archaeological profile. Roman era artifacts including coins and pottery have been found in the general vicinity, though there have been no significant excavations directly focusing on the Car Dyke near Martin. The area, like others along the canal, were likely influenced by the Roman infrastructure, particularly in terms of land use and possibly transportation routes.
Tile TF15NW. The path of the dike hugs the shoreline of the prehistoric landscape. This was not the shoreline of the Roman period, as roads go across the blue flat area in some places.
Investigations. Timberland is located near Car Dyke route, and while there is no extensive direct excavations of the canal itself in Timberland, the general area has yielded evidence of Roman occupation. Roman pottery and other artifacts have been found in the region, indicating that Roman activities were present in Timberland when Car Dyke was in use. These findings suggest that Timberland, like other nearby settlements, was influenced by the Roman landscape, and Car Dyke likely played a role of shaping the agricultural and transportation systems of the area. The canal may have contributed to drainage and irrigation, which would have supported the local economy and settlement patterns during the Roman period. Walcott, a small village near Timberland, is similarly located close to Car Dyke. As with Timberland, there is evidence of Roman activity in the form of artifacts such as pottery and coins discovered in the area, though there is no substantial excavations directly focused on Car Dyke in this specific location. However, the proximity of Walcott to the canal suggests that it was part of a broader network of Roman infrastructure, and the settlement was supported by Car Dyke. Central section. Tile TF15SE and SW.
Investigations. North Kyme lies near the path of the Car Dyke, which runs through the fenland landscape of Lincolnshire. While there haven't been significant or focused excavations directly on the Car Dyke in North Kyme, the area has produced some Roman-era findings such as pottery and remnants of Roman settlements. This suggests that the region was part of the broader Roman agricultural landscape, which the Car Dyke would have supported by providing drainage and possibly transport. The Car Dyke was primarily constructed to manage the waterlogged fenland and provide a route for moving goods. The inhabitants of North Kyme likely benefited from its proximity, even if direct archaeological evidence in the village itself is sparse. Anowick is similarly situated near the Car Dyke, and like North Kyme, there has been some evidence of the Roman presence in the area. Finds such as Roman coins, pottery, and building materials have been discovered, pointing to Roman occupation and usage of the land during the period when the Car Dyke was operational. Tile TF14NE and NW. Investigations. South Kyme is situated close to the Car Dyke, and there have been some archaeological investigations in the general area that indicate Roman activity. Roman pottery, coins, and other artifacts have been found in and around South Kyme, suggesting that the area was part of the broader Roman landscape influenced by the Car Dyke. The village itself has a history that extends back to the Roman period, and the proximity to the Car Dyke likely contributed to its development, particularly in terms of agriculture and possibly transportation. Howe is located near South Kyme and similarly close to the route of the Car Dyke. Like South Kyme, there has been some evidence of Roman occupation in the form of artifacts such as pottery and coins found in the area. These finds suggest that Howe too was influenced by the Roman infrastructure, including the Car Dyke. Tile TF14SC and SW. This is the first section in which Roman artifacts outnumber prehistoric post-Roman artifacts. Investigations. Heckington is located a few miles from the route of the Car Dyke, which passes through the fenland area. Archaeological findings in and around Heckington indicate the presence of Romans, including pottery, coins, and other artifacts. These discoveries suggest that the area was occupied during the Roman period, and that the local landscape was influenced by Roman infrastructure. Great Hale is similarly located near the Car Dyke, and like Heckington, it has evidence of Roman occupation in the form of artifacts such as pottery and coins. These finds indicate that the area was part of the broader Roman landscape. However, there has not been significant direct archaeological investigation of the Car Dyke, specifically in Great Hale. The Car Dyke would have played a role in shaping the local environment, particularly in terms of drainage and agriculture, which were crucial for the sustainability of Roman settlements in the fenland area. Even though direct evidence from the canal in Great Hale is not prominent, the village's proximity to the Car Dyke suggests that it was part of the wider Roman network of infrastructure. Tile TF13NE and NW. The second section in a row has more Roman than pre-Roman artifacts. This is reflected in the straightness of the dyke in the lowlands of the fens. The Car Dyke's influence in the region was likely significant, especially in terms of drainage and land management in the fenland areas. Although direct evidence of the canal in Sweden may be limited, the proximity of the village to the Car Dyke suggests that it could have benefited from the canal's drainage and transportation functions, indirectly influencing local agriculture and settlement patterns during the Roman period. Orbling is also situated near the course of the Car Dyke. Like Swayton, there is evidence of Roman activity in the area, with archaeological finds such as pottery and coins. These discoveries point to a Roman presence and suggest that the village was part of the broader landscape influenced by Roman infrastructure, including the Car Dyke.
Tau TF13SW.
Investigation. Poynton, like Billingsborough, is near the course of the Car Dyke. The general area has yielded Roman artifacts, including pottery, which suggests that Poynton was part of the broader Roman landscape in Lincolnshire. These finds indicate that Roman infrastructure and settlement patterns influenced the area. However, as with Billingsborough, there is no substantial direct archaeological evidence that specifically ties the village to the Car Dyke.
Tau TF12NW.
Investigations. Rippingille is situated near the path of the Car Dyke, but there has not been significant direct excavation or study of the canal, specifically within this village. However, the area has produced some Roman era finds such as pottery and coins, indicating Roman presence and activity during the period when the Car Dyke was in use. These findings suggest that Rippingille was part of the broader Roman landscape that the Car Dyke likely influenced, particularly in terms of drainage and possibly transportation. Dunsby is similarly located near the course of the Car Dyke. Like Rippingille, there is evidence of Roman occupation in the area, with discoveries of Roman artifacts such as pottery. These finds indicate that the area was inhabited and utilized during the Roman period, and the Car Dyke may have played a role in shaping the landscape.
Tau TF12SW.
Investigations. The village of Dyke is located just north of Bourne and close to the Car Dyke. While direct archaeological evidence explicitly linking the town of Dyke to the Car Dyke is limited, the proximity of the village to this major Roman earthwork suggests an indirect connection. There have been some Roman Dyke finds in the area surrounding Dyke, including pottery and other minor artifacts. These discoveries indicate that the region was inhabited or used during the Roman period, and the Car Dyke, with its role in drainage and possibly transportation, would have influenced the development of the local landscape. The Car Dyke likely made the surrounding fenland more suitable for agriculture by managing water levels, which would have supported settlements like Dyke. Bourne has a more substantial archaeological record compared to Dyke, with significant evidence of Roman activity. Roman pottery, coins and building materials have been found in and around Bourne, indicating that it was an important settlement during the Roman period.
Tau TF11NW.
Investigations. Thirlby is located near the Car Dyke, and while there is some archaeological evidence indicating Roman activity in the area, direct evidence specifically connecting Thirlby to the Car Dyke is somewhat limited. However, the proximity of Thirlby to this major Roman earthwork suggests that the canal likely played a role in the local landscape during the Roman period. Baston, like Thirlby, is situated near the Car Dyke, and there is more substantial archaeological evidence of Roman activity in this area. Roman pottery, coins, and other artifacts have been discovered in and around Baston, suggesting that the village was actively used during the Roman period.
Tau TF11SW.
Investigations. Langtoft is located near the course of the Car Dyke. While there is some evidence of Roman activity in the area, direct archaeological evidence specifically linking Langtoft to the Car Dyke is limited. However, Roman artifacts such as pottery and coins in the broader region suggests that Langtoft was part of the Roman landscape. Market Deeping. Located a bit further from the Car Dyke compared to Langtoft, has a richer history, with evidence of Roman occupation in the surrounding area. Roman artifacts, including pottery, coins, and building materials, have been found in and around Market Deeping, indicating that the area was used during the Roman period.
Southern section.
We have examined the northern section of the Dyke, incorporating data from Lincolnshire archaeology, which indicates that the Dyke is likely Mesolithic/Neolithic in origin. This conclusion is supported by the significant number of artifacts found in the vicinity of Car Dyke, thousands of % more than what could be attributed to random chance. This finding aligns with our expectations, particularly given that similar LiDAR investigations we have conducted have produced the same conclusions, not from artifacts, but from the analysis of dike locations and their reliance on natural water sources to maintain the canals. In the upcoming analysis of the remaining sections of the dike, we will examine both the surrounding landscape and the structural design. Our goal is to address one of the long-standing myths that the dike served dual purposes, functioning as both a transportation hub for boats carrying men and materials between Cambridgeshire and Lincolnshire, and as a drainage system, redirecting excess water from the floodplain to create arable land for crops. To gather this data, we will explore not only the presumed course of existing dikes, but, even more intriguingly, we will investigate alternative routes that the LiDAR survey has uncovered. These hidden, dried-up paths are not straight like the modern-day dike, suggesting they may be much older, likely from a prehistoric period. But this makes them strong candidates for use during Roman and earlier prehistoric times, giving us a richer understanding of how these routes evolved and were utilized across different eras.
Tile TF10 NW and NE.
The profile of Car Dyke shows that it is not flat, and there is in some places a 4-meter differential. The highest point is by a quarry site, so is there a spring that allows boats to pass, or was there a towing system to drag the boats/barges past this point? Investigations. Northborough is located relatively close to the course of the Car Dyke. However, direct archaeological evidence specifically connecting Northborough to the Car Dyke is somewhat limited. There have been Roman archaeological finds in the surrounding area, including pottery and other minor artifacts, which suggest that the region was occupied or utilized during the Roman period. These artifacts indicate a Roman presence, but they do not necessarily provide direct evidence of the Car Dyke's influence in Northumbria. Peakirk is located closer to the Car Dyke, and there is more substantial archaeological evidence of Roman activity in this area. Roman artifacts, including pottery, coins, and other materials, have been discovered in and around Peakirk, suggesting that the village was actively used during the Roman period.
Tile TF10 SE and 20 SW.
The map shows that the dike is attracted by the clay quarries of eastern Peterborough, or that the natural springs were only available on the edges of the higher ground, and hence the diversion rather than a direct path. The dike is halfway down from the top of the hillock. If it was for drainage, it would need to be further in the bottom blue area to be most effective. Investigations. Gunthorpe is a small area located near the course of the Car Dyke, but there is minimal archaeological evidence specifically connecting Gunthorpe to the Car Dyke. The region around Gunthorpe has yielded some Roman era artifacts, such as pottery and coins, indicating Roman presence or activity in the broader area. However, there has been no significant archaeological excavation or study directly linking the village of Gunthorpe to the Car Dyke. Is located close to the Car Dyke, and has a more prosperous archaeological record compared to Gunthorpe's. There have been discoveries of Roman artifacts, such as pottery and building materials, in the Eye area. These finds suggest that the Eye was actively used during the Roman period and that there was significant Roman activity in the region.
Tile TL29NW and NE.
Much of the northern section of the Car Dyke has unfortunately been lost due to modern road construction, which has integrated portions of the dike into its layout until it reaches the River Neva. Despite these disruptions, valuable insights are still to be gained from what remains of this ancient infrastructure. One interesting observation is that after several straight sections to the north, the dike returns to a more irregular wibbly-wobbly course. This suggests that the Romans may have repurposed and connected existing prehistoric canals, adapting them to serve their purposes. These prehistoric dikes were likely constructed to transport raw materials such as clay, which is abundant in the surrounding area. In contrast, the Romans would have had a different objective, connecting key military garrisons, such as those in Cambridge and Lincoln, facilitating the movement of troops, goods, and other supplies between these locations. Investigations. Standground is situated near the route of the Car Dyke, but there is limited direct archaeological evidence explicitly linking the town to the canal. The broader area around Standground has seen Roman-era finds, including pottery and coins, indicating Roman activity in the region. However, detailed excavations that focus on the Car Dyke in Standground itself are sparse. Whittlesey is closer to the fenland landscape and the Car Dyke, and there is more substantial archaeological evidence of Roman activity in the area. Numerous Roman artifacts, such as pottery, coins, and building materials, have been discovered in and around Whittlesey, suggesting that the town was actively occupied or used during the Roman period.
Tile 29NW and NE and SE.
These newly discovered routes show that there were dikes before the construction of later, much straighter sections of Car Dyke. This indicates that these are pre-Roman in construction and use, confirmed by the artifact findings in the northern section. The older dikes seem to keep to the higher banks better than the later, deeper, straight earthworks dikes. This shows the original structure prior to enlargement at a later time, producing the classic deeper bank and ditch structure.
Tile 39NW, 39SW, 39SE.
The fact that not just one, but several dikes are interconnected suggests that this area was once a bustling and significant hub, not only for the Romans, but also for the prehistoric civilizations that preceded them. These transport hubs were vital for moving goods and minerals to processing areas, indicating a much earlier use of the water walls than previously assumed. Unlike other dikes we've studied, such as Offa's Dyke and Wansdyke, the Car Dyke and its related waterways lack nearby quarry sites, likely due to their location in swampy or boggy terrain. However, what's unique about this area is that LiDAR has revealed raised sandy banks, showing that our ancestors took full advantage of the dry ground to build canals, instead of traditional trackways. This discovery strongly supports the idea that boat transportation was a key feature of prehistoric societies in the region. It even opens up the possibility that these people lived on their boats while trading, much like the boat-dwelling communities we see today in some flooded areas of the Far East. This could be a massive shift in our understanding of history, transforming the image of prehistoric people from hunter-gatherers to sophisticated boat people of prehistory. Investigations. Benwick is a small village in the Fenland area of Cambridgeshire, not directly on the Car Dyke. While the region shows signs of Roman activity, particularly in water management, there is no significant direct archaeological evidence linking Benwick to the Car Dyke itself. Roman influence in the area is evident through broader discoveries such as pottery. However, these findings indicate general Roman presence in the fenlands rather than a specific connection to the canal. The Car Dyke likely played a crucial role in controlling water levels in the surrounding fenland, making the area more suitable for settlement and agriculture, even if no direct evidence ties the village to the canal.
Tile TL3ANE, 3ASE, 4ANW, 4ASW.
In this earlier section of the Car Dyke, the bank is notably high, raising doubts about the theory that the dike was primarily used for drainage. The height of the bank suggests that instead of draining water away, the dike could have been designed more for water supply purposes, particularly in the newer, straighter sections. These areas likely lacked sufficient natural water sources, such as springs, which were more common along the earlier wibbly-wobbly prehistoric sections of the dike. This observation challenges the traditional view of the dike as merely a drainage system. It opens up the possibility that its primary function, at least in some areas, was to collect and distribute water. This would have been crucial for maintaining the flow and supply of water in regions with limited natural sources. Investigations? Chatteris is a town in the Cambridgeshire Fens, not directly along the known route of the Car Dyke, but close enough to have been influenced by Roman infrastructure in the region potentially. The Car Dyke, a prominent Roman canal thought to have been constructed primarily for drainage and transportation purposes, does not pass through Chatteris. However, the broader fenland landscape surrounding Chatteris has a history of Roman occupation and land management. While there is no direct archaeological evidence linking Chatteris to the Car Dyke itself, Roman artifacts have been discovered in the Chatteris area, including pottery, coins, and other materials. These finds suggest that Chatteris was part of the Roman landscape, likely benefiting from the drainage systems and water management that the Romans employed in them. Although the Car Dyke's primary course does not extend to Chatteris, the Romans' extensive efforts to manage water levels in the fenlands through canals and drainage channels would have indirectly impacted Chatteris.
Tile NL37NE47NW.
The Old Bedford River is an artificial, partial diversion of the waters of the River Great Ouse in the Fens of Cambridgeshire, England. It was named after the 4th Earl of Bedford, who contracted with the local Commission of Sewers to drain the great level of the fens beginning in 1630. The straight section that runs from bottom left to top right has consistently been recognised. But what we didn't know until now is that the Car Dyke zigzagged down this same pathway in prehistoric times. With our new LiDAR maps, we're getting a clearer picture of how this area developed, particularly with the design and construction of canals. What's fascinating is how our ancestors sought natural springs to boost water flow, which explains the zigzag or wibbly-wobbly design. The profile shows that this stretch initially had a slight 7,555 metre downhill gradient of about 1 metre. But that natural slope is now interrupted by the construction of the Old Bedford River. These new insights highlight the ingenuity of our ancestors and how they adapted to the landscape in such clever ways. Investigations. Erith is a village located in Cambridgeshire, near the Fenland region, where the Car Dyke played a significant role in water management. While Erith is not directly on the known route of the Car Dyke, it lies close to areas heavily influenced by Roman infrastructure. There is no significant direct archaeological evidence specifically connecting Erith to the Car Dyke itself. However, Roman activity in the broader region, particularly in fenland drainage and water management, suggests that the village may have been indirectly affected by the Car Dyke and other Roman engineering projects. Roman era artifacts, such as pottery and coins, have been found in the general region, including near Ith, which indicates the Roman presence in the area.
Tile NL37SE47SW.
This section suggests that the Car Dyke likely followed the course of the Ouse River. Even though the landscape has changed, traces of the river's original winding path are still visible. To the south, there's also evidence of an intriguing, almost hidden dike that once cut across the raised lands. This cross dike was strategically used to provide access to 3 large quarries. The use of dikes here is similar to what we've observed in other regions, such as Offa's Dyke, Wansdyke, and the Vallum at Hadrian's Wall, where we've conducted similar LiDAR investigations to uncover these ancient landscape features. Willingham is located in Cambridgeshire, relatively close to the fenland areas influenced by Roman engineering projects such as the Car Dyke. However, no significant direct archaeological evidence connects the town of Willingham specifically to the Car Dyke. The Car Dyke runs through other parts of the fenland region, but it does not pass directly through or near Willingham. Despite the absence of direct evidence, Roman presence in the general area is well documented. Roman era artifacts, such as pottery, coins and building materials, have been discovered in the broader region around Willingham, indicating Roman activity in the landscape. The Car Dyke, while not directly linked to Willingham, would have been part of the more comprehensive Roman network of infrastructure designed to manage the fenland environment. The canal's primary purpose was likely to control drainage and water flow, making the fenland more suitable for agriculture, which may have indirectly benefited settlements like Willingham.
Tile TL47SE46NE46SE.
This section appears to be a Roman extension due to its straight alignment cutting across higher ground rather than following the natural contours as seen in the northern section. Quarries still surround the dike, which makes sense given its role as a convenient transport network. However, the difference here is that these quarries aren't connected to paleochannels, suggesting they are likely of Roman origin. Investigations. Waterbeach, located in Cambridgeshire, lies relatively close to the known route of the Car Dyke. While there is no substantial direct archaeological evidence linking Waterbeach specifically to the Car Dyke, the town is situated within an area that was significantly influenced by Roman infrastructure, particularly in terms of water management and land use in the fenlands. The Car Dyke, constructed by the Romans, was primarily used for drainage and possibly transportation purposes, and it played a vital role in transforming the fenland landscape. Although Waterbeach does not have direct excavation findings that connect it specifically to the Car Dyke, Roman artifacts have been discovered in the surrounding area, including pottery, coins, and remnants of Roman agricultural activity.